So I have a few questions. So I would like to get into day trading, and I'd like that to be like my job in the future, possibly.
Okay.
You know. So like my first question is, what inspired you to get your job?
Well, this is a second career for me. My first career was as a trader. So I was an independent trader for over 25 years. I still had my seat on the exchange. But I did this because I like talking to people. Plus, being a day trader is considered it's a young man's game. Okay, I could give you a lot of insight into it just because I know it very well. Now, what are you looking to day trade? I mean, just let me ask you that. I mean, how are you looking to day trade?
Options.
I mean, okay. Now, that being said, you know what? I'll let you take over at this point again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So like that was another question. Which of these do you feel would be most rewarding while also having the lowest risk involved for day trading? Penny stocks, regular stocks, or options? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that is the lowest risk. With anything, as a day trader, the biggest advice I can give you is know what you want to lose more than anything else. Know what you're willing to lose on any given trade. And then the profits will come. And adhere to the losses. If it goes to where you say that you want to get out, if it's enough, that's the best advice I can give you. Be able to take a loss, you'll make a lot of money. Okay?
What does a day in the life of your job look like?
This job or that job?
Both, actually. Like, what did you do then and what do you do now?
Well, as a trader, I traded derivatives. Okay, so I traded short-term interest rates. And I did that for over 25 years. My whole thing with that was I was focused on one to two things. That was it. I was not trying to trade currencies. I was not trying to trade corn. I was not trying to trade soybeans. I was focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's what I was trading at the time. As far as trading, day trading, that is probably if you focus on one to two things, you'll do very well. If you're trying to trade everything, it's too much. Stuff is happening too fast that you'll get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Option gives you a little bit more leeway, but I wouldn't get carried away.
Yeah.
You could do a lot with just knowing your option strategies, your different spreads. I'm sure you know what do you know what a call and a put is?
Yeah.
All right. Are you familiar with any kind of spreads at all?
No, I just started the project.
No. Okay, that's great. If you want to learn options, the best place to go is TD Ameritrade. You can trade on paper. You can trade paper. They have some of the best tutorials I've ever seen for trading.
Is it a website?
It's TD Ameritrade. It's literally a brokerage company.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but they allow you to trade paper. Okay, so you can get an idea how you're doing. They also have tutorials on how to trade. So
is that like free or?
That's free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
If you're curious, go on with your parents or somebody. But yeah, sign up to trade paper. You don't have to fund the account at all. Okay.
What major would be best for someone that wants to become a day trader?
Finance. The way the business is going now, there are several degrees that you can get. Finance would be my number one key. IT, second. Econ, third. Math, fourth. Well, actually, throw math in there too. You get a math degree, you're golden. You can get hired in a heartbeat.
Ilya, would you like to ask your questions?
As far as reading charts, like I understand like all the bear and the bull and stuff like that. But like the thing I don't because there are like different patterns that like you need to learn how to read. And
right.
What's the easiest way to learn how to read patterns? Like how to see them from just looking at it?
You know what? I use a lot of statistical analysis when I'm looking at charts. I look at the patterns as well. But you're putting together, it's not just the pattern that you're looking at, you're also looking at the volume. You're looking at past direction, you're looking at volume, you're looking at the volatility in any given thing that you're trying to trade. So it's a matter of putting a few things together, and it's a matter of putting things together that you like to watch. If you go, if you literally pull up a chart and you say, okay, I want to put on, I use what's called Bollinger Broadbands, okay, and that's one of the tools that I use. Not only trend lines, but it helps you. It's like, okay, this option or this equity or this derivative made a move from here to here, okay. Based on the patterns I'm seeing in the chart, where I'm looking for that thing to continue, where are we looking for it to go? I'll actually pull out the Bollinger Broadbands and say, okay, statistically, this is what we've seen so far. If we're still looking for the down move to continue, this is percentages of where we're expecting to go. Or if we're looking for a reversal in the pattern. Okay, now there's a lot of things to learn about charts, and you're not going to learn it in an hour with me. Basics, head and shoulders, reverse head and shoulders. Just an all-out spike and I can't pull anything up like that on here for you. Sorry, guys. This is there's client information on there. I can't show you any of that. But there is, and actually TD Ameritrade, their charting tutorials are very good too. There's a lot of good books out there.
Yeah, I know.
There's classes. The CME, the Board of Trade, CBOE, they offer a lot of good classes on all this stuff, and a lot of them are free. So it's stuff that you can take. Okay. Okay. Where else were we going? You asked about this career too. This is more client focused, so I'm more concerned about your money than I am about my own here. Mm-hmm. Day trading, it's all about you.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any online things you recommend, like E-Trade or
TD Ameritrade?
Okay.
E-Trade.
Only that?
That is the one. If you want to learn something about it, if you want to learn about options, they actually have the best option trading platform I've seen for a novice investor.
Okay.
Trust me, if the more you get into it, and if you actually wanted to do this for a living when you get out of school, there's better platforms than that. But for a beginner trader learning about it, no, there's none better. Schwab is not better. E-Trade is not better. I've not seen one that's better. My nephew, I turned him on to TD Ameritrade. This is where he learned to trade options, along with sitting with me at Sunday dinners. We sat on the computer and looked at a couple of things. But that's it. Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
Not right now. I'll probably think of a couple.
What do you think is a plausible goal for me to set for myself, in trading? Because for my project, I have to set a goal by the end of the year what I want to have accomplished, and my goal right now is to make $500 through trading by the end of the year. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
You could also lose $500 in a day too. So.
Yeah. So I don't have a lot to start with.
Okay.
I have $500. That's my starting point.
That's your starting point. Okay. Well, you also need to probably. The best advice I can give you for that is, have you ever done it? Has your teacher taught you about doing business plans?
No.
Okay. I was, up until I started working for this company that I'm with now, I've been self-employed my entire life. So for the last 5 years, I've been a contract employee. Other than that, the 35 years leading up to, 30 years. Yeah, 30 years leading up to this, I was self-employed. The best advice I could have you is have a business plan, even if you are going to be self-employed.
Okay.
Probably more so than any other thing that you're ever going to do. Now, with the business plan, you can go online and actually look at different types of business plans. But what you're going to look to do is okay, how much time am I putting in? How much capital am I using? What am I, what tools am I using? Like I said, the TD Ameritrade, it's free for you to go on to do tutorials, do paper trades. What's my learning curve? How much time am I going to spend doing, just learning?
Yeah.
If I'm doing, also, if you're looking at TD Ameritrade, just, to make it look a little bit better for you, what about margin? If I margin my account, how much more can I do? So, and actually, with an options account, you'll have to have margin on there too. So,
What is a margin?
margin is the ability to borrow against your capital. So, let's say that you're $500. They'll say that you're going to have an additional margin of, and you could use that $500 to actually buy like AT&T stock or a mutual fund or something. But they're saying that, okay, with that, they'll probably give you about 50% margin on that. You could borrow up to $250. Mm-hmm. And with that, you could actually, buy or sell an option. Okay, now with options, you have calls, you have puts, but you could also, you have, you could do a bearish call position. You could do a bearish call spread. You could do a bullish put position, where a basic put is being, saying that, okay, I'm buying the right to sell at this given price. But you could also sell that, which is if it get, where you're collecting the premium, but it's also saying that at that price I'm going long. Okay, that that if the option does get exercises, that you are the owner of that equity.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why a lot of people do spreads. Am I boring you guys to death here or not?
No, I'm just like really new to it, so there's a lot of things.
No, believe it or not, in this business, there's no such thing as a stupid question. There really isn't. Now, what grade are you guys in?
We're both seniors.
Okay, where you plan on going to school?
Well, I'm thinking about a few schools. Like my Reach, you know what Reach match and like a Reach school is something that you might get into, might not.
Okay.
So that's like Urbana-Champaign for me.
Okay.
And then my match school is like UIC or NIU.
Huskies. Oh yeah.
NIU.
Actually, yeah. Great business department at NIU.
NIU.
We got another NIU over there. Love that NIU. You know what? Believe it or not, if you're looking for one other Reach school that actually you could do very well with is Indiana. In Indiana, if you actually get into IU, they have a lot of good scholarships for out-of-state students. So my kids were a little bit older than you, actually a lot older, not a lot older.
Indiana's pretty good.
Indiana's got a great business department. Yeah. So that's another. If you want to look at one more school, that's another one that I would recommend. Minnesota's the best kept secret in the Big Ten if you're looking for a big school. That's it. Yeah. It is. I mean, you talk about affordability for a big school. Yeah. It's cold, but everything's tunnels. You walk around in a sweatshirt all day long.
Well,
Never
really?
have to walk outside.
Damn.
It's like UIC sort of.
Is UIC like that?
Well, UIC is
Well,
like
you know what?
a
The
couple
nice thing about
tunnels.
UIC, great school. You can save money by living at home.
Because it's really close.
Yeah.
You can take the train and bus.
Okay.
Because my parents might like leave.
Illinois.
No, like the country.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be here alone, sort of. Because so I'd have to live there. Do you have a card or?
Yeah. Here.
Thank you.
Day trading, and believe it or not, if day trading is a wonderful job. Especially if you start young, do it, and if you're good at it. But I'm going to give you one statistic: 3% actually make it doing it. Out of every, 3% actually are able to sustain themselves. I mean, I put 3 kids through college. No, trust me. And I never realized it, but there's turnover every day. I mean, you see new people coming to. There's only so many places that are available to trade. As far as being on an exchange, where it's the cheapest way for you to trade, the most inexpensive. But you also have to have, the capital. But you built it. It's something that you built to. Doing it at a young age, you could do well. But the best advice I could give you: know when to take a loss. If it's not going your way, I don't care. If
Don't try to be greedy.
Always leave a little for the next guy.
Yeah.
Know where you want to get in, know where you want to get out. It doesn't matter if it keeps on. Oh my God, it kept on going. I could have made more money. big deal. There's another trade just waiting for you. As soon as you get out of that one, it's into the next. I did it I was like this all day long. And it's, as a day trader, that's what you're looking to do too. Maybe you're not as fast as, I was doing it, but, and actually it might be. With options, it's a little bit different. Options, you need a little more time,
What did you start out with, like, money-wise, and how did you, like, build it up?
Well, I started out, you're going back to the 80s now, okay? I only had a few $1,000s, but what I did was I was working nights, and I said, okay, I'm not, I knew somebody that was in the business, and I had him co-sign a letter of agreement with me that said, once I had, enough capital in the account, that it was mine and I was off to the races. And that, but he co-signed me, but I was also working nights so I could do this. So I was working 2 jobs when I first got started. So I was day trading during the day, and I was working back office at night doing compliance work.
And you took finance in college as well?
I would do finance in a heartbeat. If you don't like day trading, if you want to do just investments, if you want to do get involved with Morningstar, if you want to get involved with just about anybody, Calamos funds, if you want to get involved with Ivy funds, Lord Abbott, anybody. You get a degree in finance, it carries a lot more weight than just your typical business degree. Accounting is good, but that, math, econ, IT, if you do any combination, always get a minor, at least a minor, if not the certificate. If you get to a dual degree, that's always phenomenal. Education is power, part. It is. The knowledge is power. I'm telling you, it really is.
I know.
Yeah. And I hate it. I know it seems like a lot of work now, but trust me, it'll be worth it in the long run. Okay. Knowledge is power, and I'm a firm believer in that.
Any more questions?
You answered mostly everything I needed to know.
Okay. Were you thinking about going to school?
I'm actually enlisted in the Marines.
All right.
Yeah, so I was just doing this for a project.
Okay.
Because it's an interest of mine. So.
Well, good luck to you. Best of luck. Stay safe.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to see you back. No, honestly, you'll do well with that. I know a lot of people that did it, so God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
What
you,
else?
sir.
My pleasure. Good luck to both of you.
You too.